strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Bulldog once again with another Darth Vader video, taking on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. This time he is led by Traya, and I'm doing this because on the last video I used Big Z instead of Malak here, and the reason was just trying to make this a kind of a cheaper team, using a character that I haven't seen people using before against Kylo. But one of the most common questions that I got from everybody was, how do you beat full First Order with a double tank using that squad? And basically the answer is you can't, because you don't have a way to clear taunt on two different tanks and still be able to fracture Kylo. So in order to get through this team, you do have to put Malak, somebody like Malak, back in here in order to get that shock, so that you can then combine with the isolate can fracture Kylo with Thrawn. So enough of me talking. Let's get in here so you can actually see the footage. Traya's lead is also going to significantly decrease the damage of this First Order team as well, so that does help quite a bit. So here we go. You can see Malak gets a bonus turn, gets that removes that taunt and inflicts shock, so First Order Stormtrooper cannot taunt. Of course, we've got Vader going through here. He can go before or after Thrawn. It doesn't really matter. Going before Thrawn does create an advantage of, you can then reduce those cooldowns a little bit as well. So that is very can be very helpful. So here we're going to flip it back over to Traya, so Traya can isolate. She's going to target Vader here as well to reduce that cooldown. And now Thrawn is free to go in there and get that fracture, and that's going to create enough time for Vader to do his thing. Now he's not going to hit as hard as he did in the previous video, because we're not under a Vader lead. We don't have Big Z applying extra dots, so not quite as hard, but it's still going to be hard enough. And we don't have as much turn meter removal from Kylo. We still have from the Vader lead on Kylo. So we still have some turn meter removal from Thrawn and from his unique, so that's going to buff up Kylo a little bit, but Vader still hits so hard. He's so nice with his new rework. 245,000 damage right there. Not quite enough, but because of that turn meter removal, even though it does make him a little bit stronger, everybody, not necessarily everybody, but Thrawn, Traya could have gotten another hit in there, so we still could have gotten a few more hits on Kylo if we had needed him. But anyways, that's how this team works. It's pretty reliable. Now there's always a 15% minimum chance to resist. So at the very beginning, when Malak is applying that shock on one of the tanks, you can get a resist, and that is going to make this run very tough. So there is that chance of failure there, but other than that, it's really pretty reliable. Those usually both tanks don't have a ton of tenacity on them, so you can find at least one. Usually both are going to have fairly low tenacity, so you can have that 85% chance to actually apply that shock. So it does work out pretty well. So I'll go through the mods once again. These are the same mods. Again, huge shout out to ZoeFett for running this again for me. These are the mods on offense. I'm not going to spend too much time talking on them because they're basically the same as the last video. And then we'll quickly go through. Now you can see, like, Vader. Let me go back to Vader and mention one thing real quick. That's not a ton of offense there, so you could get some extra offense there. This Vader is modded for speed, but you could mod it for offense instead. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is not modded for health, so you could see some tankier Kylos out there, but there was still some room to play with via modding. Modding on the offensive Vader, or again, we still had a few extra attacks there, even at the end. Even though we didn't get him down on necessarily the big hit by Vader, but it was close enough, so it works really well. And I still want to do some more things going back to Big Z and trying to run him against full First Order. We haven't seen a full First Order without the double tanks. That's where I still think he can work really well, and I hope to show that. I hope to look at and see how low of relics we can use with Big Z, if he even needs to be Gear 13, especially if we're looking at like this Traya lead. That reduces that incoming damage so much. I think maybe we can get away with some G12 characters in there. So there's a lot more things I want to do. If any of you guys have these characters, have this team, and are willing to test, if there's either these teams are in arena or you've got arena mates willing to set teams for you, reach out to me, get in contact with me. I don't have a high level account to test these, so I'm relying on all of you guys to run things for me. In this case, again, ZoeFett, huge shout out, ran the teams for the last 2 videos. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody's support and getting the helping me put these videos together and everything. So everybody's been so amazing, and yeah, if you wanna help me out, just send me a message on Discord, and then we can test some of these things. So I've got more stuff coming. Can't wait to get it out, and I'll be seeing you guys around. Thanks a lot.